Welcome to Retech Solution. In this module, we're gonna cover Python programming. What we can give you in this module, okay? What you can accept from us in this module. We're gonna learn from the scratch what is a Python programming is and why Python is more popular and why do people use us for Python and applications in Python, and also some basics Python programming. Okay, this is what you can accept from us. And getting started is, what is Python programming? Python is a programming language created in 1989 before Java by Gudovun Rossum in National Research Institute for Mathematics and Computer Science in Netherlands. It is derived from many other languages like C, C++, Smalltalk, and Unix shells like that, etc. The main reason for Python, the main benefits of Python is easy syntax. It is a beginner-friendly language because of the syntax it has. Okay, that's why beginners always have a choice of choosing Python as a first language to learn. And also it supports some object-oriented programming and functional programming, and it also an interpreter language. Okay, Python is an interpreter, high-level interpreter language. What does interpreter language means? Interpreter means execution of the code line by line. When we have a code block means the Python starts from the starting line and runs the code line by line, execute the code line by line. Okay, when we have a error in a particular line, means it stops there and throws an error. Okay, unless or until we resolve the error, only the Python runs the next line. Okay, that's the interpreter means. Okay, it has some advantages and disadvantages also in that. Next, okay, why Python is more popular? Basically, as I said before, easy syntax. It has an easy syntax. It's a human readable code, and also it has supports lots of applications, and also the main reason is it's open source and Python is completely free. Okay, it doesn't charge any charges in that, and also it has a more library support, and also Python has a large community support in the outer. Okay, why do Python people uses Python? It supports object-oriented programming, it's open source, etc. And another thing is, even though it may be a free software, it may be a free language, and also it may be an easy syntax, but Python also more powerful comparing to the other languages also. Okay, it has a more powerful, it has some more powerful and also dynamic type and library utilities. Okay, the availability of the library and the community support makes Python a little bit more easy and a little bit more powerful in the comparing to other languages. And Python also a platform independent. Platform independence means we can run Python in both Windows, and also we can run Python in Mac OS, and we can run Python in Linux also. That's why it's a platform independent. Okay, applications we use in Python. Okay, there are several fields where Python is something a dominant. Okay, especially for machine learning and artificial intelligence, data science, and data visualization. Even though Python was created before Java, but now only is Python getting more popular. The reason is the boom in the machine learning and artificial intelligence field. Okay, nowadays machine learning artificial domain is becoming a very more popular, and in that field Python is becoming a dominant in machine learning and artificial intelligence due to the powerfulness and library support it has and the easy syntax. Okay, for that only. And also it supports web development. It has Django and Flask. It has two major frameworks. Python has Instagram, Dropbox, similar websites have been created using Django. Syntax. Okay, let's try coding. Okay, I'm going to use a Ripple. It's an online free editor. You can also use your own editor and IDE as you wish for Python. Okay, first we're going to print a simple welcome note. Okay, you see, this is a easy syntax which is going to print the value I have here in my console. Okay, you see that? That's why Python is more easy and human readable code. Okay, we're going to start our lessons with variables. Okay, variables. In Python, what is a variable? A variable is used to store data or values. Okay. For example, if I want to store two variables, two values, I'm going to use like this. These two are the variables. Okay, this n and this bar are the name of the variables. Okay, this is the way we can create a variable. We have a set of rules and conditions to create a variable. That's mainly is a variable must starts with a to z. Okay, it should start only with the alphabetic order. It may be a caps or small, that's your wish. It should not start with an underscore or a number. Okay, digital or a underscore. Okay, we can add a digits or an underscore afterwards. Okay, but we can't start it, we can't put it in the first position of a variable. And we also have some reserved keywords which we can't use as a variable. For example, and is a reserved keyword, for is a reserved keyword, if is a reserved keyword, not. These are the reserved keywords which we can't use, in creating a variable. Okay, first let's create some variables. Okay, I'm going to first create a num1 variable. As you see here, I started with the alphabetic order and continued with the underscore, and also continued with the number. Okay, I'm going to store a value and num2 I'm going to store. I'm going to print this too. Okay, num1 and you see them, we got the values of the variable we have. Okay, this is the way we can create a variables. Okay, the next thing is indentation. Okay, the indentation means the space between the code block and another code block. Okay, the indentation is the only thing which tells the Python, okay, this is a separate code, and the next line, this is a separate code. Don't confuse with this each other. Okay, in Java or C, we're going to use a curly bracket to separate those codes. In Python, we're going to use spaces. Okay, for example, if a equal to b, as you see this, when I press enter in this after the semicolon, it automatically indent me some spaces. This is 4 spaces. We can use a 4 number of spaces, or also the basic indentation the Python gives us. Okay, this is a valid Python code with a valid indentation. Okay, if I have a wrong indentation, means if I have an sorry, you see that indentation exception out of the block. Okay, this print statement came out of this if block. Okay, that's what an indentation plays here. Next thing is quotations. In Python, it has a single quotations, and also double quotations, and it also triple quotations. Okay, these are the valid quotations in Python. Okay, we can use it to create a string. Okay, and for comment, we're going to use an asterisk. Okay, anything followed by this asterisk is comment. Okay, Python doesn't take and execute in the code. Okay, this is just a comment. Okay, let's try some coding. Okay, first I'm going to create a 2 variables. It has an x variable with the number of 5, and it has a y variable which is a string. Okay, I'm going to print type of x. So what is this type? Okay, can you see this? This is a inbuilt method in Python which helps to find which type of data types we are going to use. Okay, it may be a string, it may be a integer, float. Okay, this type command this type function tells us which type of variable we're going to have. Sorry. Okay, as you see, it's an integer. Continuing with the variable, we're going to assign some few variables. Okay, for I'm going to assign a x and I'm going to assign a y as a string. These two are a valid Python variables which has a two values. Okay, phi an integer and a John a string. Okay, uh, if I print those two things, we have the values we have. Okay. Okay, and this is a single value assigning. Okay, what if you want to assign a multiple values? Okay, in a single line, we can use an x and y and z like this, and I'm going to start with the integer, and I'm going to start and continue with the string and a float. We will cover what is an integer, what is a float, and the future classes. Okay. As you see this, we have a three different variables and a three different values for those variables. Okay. Now I'm going to print x, I'm going to print y, I'm going to print z. As you see, every variables have been printed. Okay, as per the name of the variable, every value has been printed. Okay, this is assigning a value to a multiple variable in a single type. This method is called assigning a variable in a single line. Okay, and the next thing is I'm going to assign a same value for a multiple variables. Okay, for example, x is equal to y is equal to z. It's going to be, if I print x, if I print see, x also has a value of Python, y also has a value of Python, and z also has a value of Python. Okay, this is called assigning same values. We are assigning the same values for multiple variable. Okay, that's it. How are we going to combine a couple of variables and we're going to print in a single line? We can use a plus character. Okay, for example, I'm going to use a n hi. I'm going to use a m variable and say hello. I'm going to print both of these using n. Sorry, I'm going to first print hi, and I'm going to use this. You see this? We have a n with the value of hi, m with the value of hello. Okay, I'm combining this n variable with a string. Okay, like this. This way we can combine a string with a variable. Okay. Okay. Next, we're gonna move on to data types. Okay. What is data types? Okay, a variable are used to store a data which can in a different types. Okay, a variable can be a different type. It can be an integer, it can be a number, it can be a letters. Okay, the name of the character is called a data types. Okay, we have 7 different types of data types. We have a string data type which is a text. I'm gonna see that. Okay, we have a text type which is a string, and we have a numeric type is hint, float, and complex. Three different numeric types, and sequence type of list, tuples, and range, and boolean type of true or false. Okay, true or false is called a bool, and it has bool, and that's it. Okay, we have a 7 set of 8 set of data types, 8 set of different data types. Okay, we will see line by line. Okay, first we're going to see what is a string is. Okay, I'm going to create a variable 1. Okay, anything in between the string and in between this quotation is called a string. For example, hi, and also I will create a number. Okay, this is a valid Python variable which has a value of string. Okay, tell me how to find what is the type of this variable I'm using. Okay, we can use an inbuilt function. We have an inbuilt function called type, which is used to find the which type of data type we are using in this variable. Okay, simply I'm gonna type the print syntax, and I'm gonna call this type function. Okay, it's an inbuilt Python function, and in this parameters I'm gonna pass my variable name. For example, var1. Okay, you see that it shows me it's a class of string. Okay, this is using this only we can find data type of a variable. Okay, a string can be created using a single quotations and also a double quotations also. Okay, this is also a valid string. Okay, and if you have a long text, okay, in a string means if you have a long text, we can use a triple quotation technique. Okay, if you want a line break and also we want a long content in our variable means we can use a triple quotations. Okay, sorry, I have a type here. It's also a valid string. You see this? We have printed. These spaces before and after is the quotations we have. Okay. Okay. This is variable clear thing. Okay. Next we're gonna move on to numeric type. That's an integer, float, and a complex. Okay. What is an integer means? A number without any decimal point. Okay. This is a valid integer 5. Okay. Float. A float is a variable with a decimal point. Okay. For example, 5.5. Okay. A complex number is a combination of a number and a character, maybe an alphabet. This is a complex. Okay. These are the 3 types of numeric type in Python. Okay. I'm gonna print each and everything. Print n. Print c. Print. So these 3 are a valid Python integer variable. Okay, if you want to check the type of it, simply you can call the type inbuilt function here. You see, it's an integer. M is a float number, which is a 5.5, and C is a complex number. Okay, this way we can define an integer to a variable. Okay, next thing is sequence type. In sequence type we have a 3 types: list, type, and range. Okay, what is a list? Okay, anything we specify in this square bracket. Okay, list is defined using a square bracket. Anything inside this square bracket is considered as a list. Okay, it contains a string, it contains a integer, and it also contains a float. Okay, this is a valid list. As you see, we got the result. Okay, this is a valid list. Next thing is tuples. Okay, tuples are same as a list, but we're gonna wrap it with a this. We're gonna wrap it tuples with this parenthesis. Okay, anything inside this parenthesis is a tuple. We can store a list as we can store a string, we can store a integer, and we can also store a float. Okay, this is a valid list, sorry, tuple. Next thing is range function. Okay, what is range means? Range is an inbuilt function in Python. Okay, inbuilt function in Python, which tells to go with from a set of from a current variable to a variable we have given. For example, from I'm going to get the range from 0 to 5. Okay, when I print this in, range functions are used to, okay. Next thing is mapping type. A mapping type, in mapping type we have dictionary. Okay, a dictionary is nothing but of a key and value pair. Okay, dictionary starts with a curly bracket and it has a key. It has a key and it also has a value for those keys. Okay, this is a dictionaries. Okay, and as I said before, it can contain integer or a float or a string. Both of them, everything is a valid dictionary. So we got the dictionaries. Okay. Next thing is set. Okay. Set is nothing. Set is similar to dictionary, but it doesn't have a key. It only has a values. It doesn't has a values. It has only a key. It doesn't has key. It has only values in that. So we have a set. And final thing is Boolean type. A Boolean type is nothing but of true or false. Okay, zeros and ones like that. Okay, we have two bools. One is true and another one is false. Okay, if you have a true, see, it's a bool. If we print simple x means it tells us what we have. Okay, you see that in x we given a for x variable we give the value for true, but without any quotations. Okay, because a true is a Boolean factor. If we change this to small t, it will show an error. Okay, x is not defined. Okay, x is not defined means we are not defining this true. For defining we use a quotations. Okay, that's it. These are the, and then next thing is a binary type. A binary type is okay. For binary type, 5. So byte array of 5 is this. Okay. If you want to view the memory location of this, means simply we can use so we can see the memory location of this x particular variable. Okay. These are binary types in Python. Okay, that's it. We have a 7 set of data types. Okay, the text data types is a string, and a numeric data type it has an integer, float, and complex. And sequence data types we have a list type. Okay, and mapping type we have a dictionary, and the set type we have a set, and a boolean type we have a bool, and a binary type we have a bytes and byte array and memory viewer. Okay, these are the basic of data types. We will explain it in depth in the future classes. Okay. Before that, we're going to see a simple trick. It's called a type conversion. Okay. A type conversion. A type conversion is nothing but of changing a variable value from a particular type to another type. For example, I have a variable of x with a value of 5, which is an integer. I'm gonna change this x to a string. Okay, what I can do, I'm gonna assign a new variable y, and I'm gonna use this inbuilt method string, and I pass the variable x in between into this. And now if I print this y and type of y, you see that y, the value of x has been assigned to y, but it has been type converted to a string. An integer is converted to a string in the y and stored in a variable of y. Okay, this way we can convert a string or an integer to a type we want. Okay, similarly we can use this method to convert a string to an integer. Okay, simply by calling the int inbuilt function. You see that I have a y variable with a string type of 5, and I converted it into an integer and stored in a variable y. This way we can convert a variable from one type to another type. This is called a type conversion. Okay. Now let's discuss deeply in the data types. Okay. First, we're going to start with the string. Okay. In as I said before, in Python, string is donated. String is represented with a single quotation or double quotation. Anything inside this quotations is considered as a string in Python. Getting characters based on the position. If you want to get the character, for example, I'm gonna print only the starting letter of the string. Means simply I can use a print. I'm gonna call the variable name. I'm gonna open a square bracket. Okay, I'm gonna assign it with 0. Okay, as you see this, if I want to grab a first position of the variable, I must only have typed 1, but why have called 0? In Python, the index, okay, the character index ranges from 0 to 1. Okay, the n variable in the index of n is 0, and for the index of a is 1, and the index of m is 2, and the index of e is 3. This is the way the indexing position of Python starts. Okay, so if I want to grab this n alone, means I'm going to call this 0 function. You see that I just get the n alone. Okay, this is way we can grab a specific character or a sequence of character. Okay, next thing is string slicing. Okay, what is a string slice? Okay, I have a text. Okay, for example, I have a hello world. Okay, I'm gonna slice this. Okay, I just want this hello alone. Okay, I don't want this world. I just want to print this hello function alone. Means I can call from 0, and I'm gonna read which character the O ends. It ends with the 4, but I'm gonna call it 5. Okay, it ends with the 4. I'm gonna call it 4. Let's see what the result is. You see that we have the L alone. Okay, the indexing means 0, 1, 2 and 3, the only 4 character. Okay, and because I specified only the 4 character starting position and the number of character we want. Okay, if I want the 5 character means I just want to put 5 over there. Now we have the hello alone. This is called string slicing. Okay, this method is called a string slicing. Okay, in Python we also have a negative indexing. Okay, negative indexing is nothing but of reversing, getting the reverse order of this string. Okay, in negative indexing it starts with -1, -2, -3. Okay, in negative indexing it does not start with 0, it starts with a -1, -2 and -3. Okay, D will be in the -1 position and L will be in the -2 position and R will be in -3 position and O will be in -4 position, like this. If you want to graph in a negative indexing means if you want to reverse this words like this means I'm going to start with a -1 which is a D and I'm going to end with a position of 5. Okay, sorry, I reversed it. You see, I got the world from using a negative index. Okay, this is negative indexing slicing. Okay, this is another shortcut. Okay, that's it. Okay, another thing is in slicing means I want a letter which is from okay, I want every character after this O. Okay, I want every character after this O. What I can do, simply I can type this 5 over here and left these parameters empty and I will get the variable after the O's. Okay, this is another type of string slicing. Okay, next we're going to discuss about string methods in string. We have a set of methods we can perform using the string. First method, it's going to be a strip method. Okay, to use a special method in Python, as we see before, a type is a special method in Python. Like this, we have a strip as a special method in Python. To use this, I'm going to simply call the method strip. Okay, not like this. A dot strip, like this. You see that I've created this in variable with a lot of spaces in between, and I'm going to use the strip function. As you see, it removes the spaces before the character and also it will remove the spaces after the character. Okay, but it will leave the spaces in between because that doesn't strip removes. It will remove the spaces in between, but it will remove the spaces before and after the characters. Okay, like this. A strip will use to remove the white spaces in starting and ending part of the string. Okay, and next thing is an upper and a lower method. An upper and lower method is used to change our character to upper and a lower. Okay, okay, first we're going to use an upper character. For that I'm going to assign a new variable and n dot upper, like this. If I print this m, you see that this n character has been changed to a capital letters. Everything was changed to capital and it has been stored to m, and when I'm printing this m, it gives the output we have. Okay, that has been a capitalized string, and this is an upper function. And if you want to lower this means simply I can use m dot lower. You see this? the upper function we have assigned to m has been changed to a lower method. Every character has been changed to a lower characteristics. Okay. Next thing is a replace. Okay. For example, if I want to change this, I want to replace this particular part of a string, and I want to replace it to another string. Means simply I'm gonna call the print statement. Okay, I'm gonna get that variable n dot replace. Replace is an inbuilt function used to replace a particular character from a string. Okay, first I must pass the character just I want to replace. In this I'm going to replace the hello with hi. You see this, hello has been replaced with an hi using this replace method. Okay, next thing is split. N dot split. If I use this, it gives me it splits based on the spaces. Okay, if you have a space in between the W also, it will separate it in a particular string, because hello is a string and world is another string. Okay, character. Okay, the splits based on the spaces in between the character. If I want to split up in a particular position, for example, I want to split hell and ho and a world, I can say ho here, sorry, ho here. I'm sorry, ho is not defined. You see that hello has been separated, W has been separated, and world also has been separated, and the O has been removed. Okay, this is in this method we can use split. Okay, string has five methods of we have five string methods. First one is strip, and the next one is upper and lower, and fourth one is a replace, and fifth one is a split. Next thing we are going to use combining of a string. For example, I have a variable n with a string, and also I'm going to have a variable m with an integer. What if I'm going to combine these two things, n plus m? Surely it throws an error because we can't concatenate an integer with a string. Okay, we can't concatenate an integer with a string. That's why it throws an error. How can we convert? How can we combine these two things? Okay, we can use a format method. Okay, a format is a method which is used to combine or add a particular string in a particular position like that. Okay, for that I'm gonna call a print function, and I'm going to specify which string you want to add the number. Okay, and n I'm going to add this integer n dot format. I'm going to format m, and before that I'm going to specify this. Yeah, in this method we can add a string and integer together. That's it. And also format will take an unlimited number of arguments. Okay, in this argument we can add an unlimited number of arguments. For example, I can also have a variable of x, which is a string, and I can also add this in here also. You see that it takes the m and the x also, but here the first parameter, the m, goes here, and the next parameter x goes here. Okay, it displays as per the order we have given. If we change the order means it will also change the order here also. You see that it has been changed. Okay, the order given here must be printed in the order given by here. Okay, this is a rules in format. Okay. Next. Okay, this is the end of this session. Okay, we will continue other content in the next session, and thank you for your coming. Thank you.